Today we're going to use Tinkercad and Sketch Revolve to make a sweet lid for cat food. So let's get cracking. Alright, so step one, of course, we've got the cat food. Our cats aren't finishing these, so we're going to choose to do half a can each time we feed. So I've got the caliper, fire it up, 0 is set. And then we need this measurement, which is going to be 84. To get over the lip is 86. And then this piece right here is about 3. So we got 84, 86, and 3. And we're going to use Sketch Revolve to make a lid that we're going to print out of TPU from polar filament. So the first step is to get to Tinkercad.com. It is a website you can simply choose sign in with Google. This is where the designs are. You can make 3D designs, circuits, and code blocks. Today, we're going to make a cat lid that we print out of TPU. Start over here by simply hitting Create 3D Design. I like to start by naming it. We're going to call this TPU cat lid. I'm going to put a V2 because as you saw a minute ago, I have already done this project. But now I just want to show you how slick it is. So real quickly, if you haven't used Tinkercad before, we can build with solid shapes, bring them out. It's super simple. And as soon as you build, it saves immediately. I'm going to show you that by moving back to the Tinkercad dashboard. This is our project, instant, saved to the cloud, and private. You can choose to share designs. You can see that this one is public. I may highlight those steps at the end of this video. Right now, I simply want to hit Tinker this to re-enter the project. Now, I do not need a lid built with these parts, so I'm going to hit Delete. If you've never used Tinkercad before, I've got many day one lessons. I will put a bit.ly right up here so that you can check out the full playlist. Now, instead of these solid shapes, we're going to build with the awesome new Sketch Revolve. As I set this down, notice it does fit in a 20 by 20 grid. You can see that dotted center line moving up. I'm just lining that up with one of the grid areas. If you've never seen Sketch or Sketch Revolve before, I'll show you real quickly. They've got an awesome highlighted features. You can learn what's new and all sorts of other good information. These have animations and all sorts of tips. You can go through them at your leisure, and they're totally worth checking out. When you're done checking them out, you can click the X. If you prefer my tutorials, I've got a full playlist. Of course, I'll put a bit.ly up here, or you can check the cards for it. So for our lid, we are going to simply draw with straight lines. You can have curves, but we don't need them for this. Remember, our project was 86, so I'm going to go out half of that, which is 43. But then I want to have more room, so I'm going to have a 3mm lip, so I'm going to go 46. I'm going to choose to make my lid 2mm thick. This is going to be quite thick, but I think I'm going to like it so it'll last longer. Well, then remember we had to go past the lip, which was 3mm, and then I'm going to go another 2mm past because I want to make sure it goes down far enough. Now remember I said it was 3mm of wall. I'm going to come back down to my 2mm, and I'm going to just come all the way across, and I'm going to connect this. This is our shape. That is how easy it is to make the lid. Now I'm going to add some other features. First, if I double click, we can check our measurements. There is the 43 for the 86. That gets us over that lid. Now I want to move up here and I want to make a lip so that it stays snug around it, but leaves these 3mm. To do that, we're going to hit number 4, and I'm going to add another point. And then you do have to hit V to cancel the Add Delete button. I want to add another point, so I'm going to hit that number 4 again. I'm going to put it in the middle, and then once again, click V or the select move to cancel it. Now with the move on, I'm going to move this out 1 click. I'm going to make sure that one snaps to the point. And then here's what's cool. If you hit the number 2, it auto smooths it. I want to move that vertically 1 click because I think I like that shape better. And believe it or not, we are finished. When you hit finish, you have got a lid that's going to have a rim that'll hold it together and prints super slick. I'm going to bump the sides up so it's more smooth. And let's export it for 3D printing. STL. I've got a 3D modeling folder I export in. I'm going to hit Save Changes. Today we're going to be printing with the Artillery X4 Pro. This is Orca Slicer. I'm going to hit New Project and let's add that file. There is my TPU cat lid version 2. It comes in that quickly, and we're going to use the awesome TPU from Polar Filament. I'm simply going to use the standard 0.2 settings. Let's slice the plate, and we're going to have a finished product in a little more than an hour. Let's hit print and upload it to send it to the printer. Of course, the X4 Pro is using clippers, so we've got the fluid interface so we can monitor and adjust things on the fly. So while that's printing, let me show you quickly how to make a project public. I'm going to click up here on the Tinkercad dashboard, and we simply click the gear. Check out the properties. Adjust your name. I always put in my description with all sorts of information about me and the tutorial. I will be posting that eventually. And then, of course, add some tags. Note, if you add the tag HLMT23, I check that every day. And, of course, I will give you reactions. Finally, you need to switch it to public. Then under license, you've got a choice. If you leave it as share alike, users can copy and tinker and modify your design. If you choose no derivatives, they can see your design, but they cannot copy and tinker it. I'm going to allow users to copy and tinker this and then simply save changes. Once you make your design public, it will immediately be visible in the gallery. Of course, when you first visit the gallery, you'll see all the staff picks. They are always fantastic. Do make sure you take a moment to give them reactions. So many fantastic designers with so many incredible projects, including a ton that are set to copy and tinker, so you can open them up and learn from them. Of course, if you see one of my designs, there is likely a tutorial included. Of course, make sure you check out the project shortcuts. Reactions are always appreciated, and if you want to see all of my designs, you can click right here. Right now, though, let's quickly shut off the staff picks, and you'll be able to see all the designs just shared in the gallery. They are so fantastic. Make sure you take a moment to click on them, give a reaction. You never know just whose day you might be making. What an awesome plane. Gonna give it a reaction as well. One bonus to this project, you have also got the bit.ly to see the HLMT23s. If you right click and do go to bit.ly, bingo, you will be to the link and you'll be able to see all the awesome projects shared recently. Of course, reactions given. One other added bonus, you can hit view in 3D and check them out from every angle. Pancake? That's fantastic. You can always share your awesome creations here. I check it daily, and I am always giving reactions. Of course, you can also join Team HLMT23 using the bit.ly below. Camilo, that's fantastic. And an hour and 20 minutes later, there's our part. And let's check that fit. Bingo. Kind of snaps shut. Does look like I might need to add another millimeter just so that it's on there a little tighter. Don't want to have a mess coming out of the kitchen. But friends, there you have it. That's how easy it is to design lids using the sketch tool. All right, so a quick wrap up. Obviously, Sketch Revolve made that design super slick to create. I got the TPU so it was flexible. Now I can adjust the fit to get it so it's absolutely perfect. It would be interesting to hear from all of you if you tried different materials, how they turn out. I do want to quickly say thank you to everybody that supports me via YouTube memberships. Don't forget there are 3 different levels of support starting as low as $5 a month. With any level of support, you get early access to videos. I also want to highlight there are members only posts you should be looking for as well. Also, a massive shout out to my Patreon group. Love how that group is growing. It is past 300 members and has a fantastic messaging area. You can ask questions, post designs, and gain skills. Of course, you can learn more with the bit.ly up above or the link in the description. Finally, friends, I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget, every time you like, hype, share a video, add a comment down below, or click subscribe, you're helping HLModTech get just a little bit bigger, which absolutely makes my day. Friends, have a glorious day, and keep tinkering.